What's up, guys? It's Chris. Welcome to VHP Engines. Alright, so a quick thing. Actually, I have two quick videos I want to put out today. This one and one other one. I'll see if I get enough time throughout my fucking day here to get it knocked out. Anyway, quick response to question, like why do I do this? Why do I continue to do it? Why do I care to put the information out, all that stuff? It's a pretty easy answer. I'm pretty sure I've even addressed this before in the past, and maybe in my hour-long little story I've talked about it in some other places. But it's a pretty simple answer. The biggest reason for being why I do what I do is because I know what it's like to be in a situation where you're looking for help and you feel like a dumbass because you don't want to ask people, or you don't want to aggravate people, you don't want to hound people too much. So a couple like a year or so before I actually started building, I decided I'm going to start building. And once I decide I'm going to do something, I eventually follow through and do it. So in my quest to put together information, and when I actually started doing the builds, all that good stuff, once I started selling engines on Facebook, I started answering a lot of questions like people would ask, and I would jump in there. I don't do it so much anymore because of YouTube now, but I used to do it a lot. And I realized pretty quickly that you can get overwhelmed by the amounts of questions, and a lot of times it's re-answering the same questions you ask, or that you answer over and over and over again. Basic questions, turbo stuff and D-series stuff are still like my #1 asked things, you know. And so now I have most of that shit covered in the playlist I've made. So I wanted to help people, but I learned real quick that I was going to get burned out trying to help people by repeating myself constantly. Hate doing that. So answering questions on YouTube didn't come to be like this is what I was going to do. I started my Facebook page for VHP Engines and started making little bullshit uploads there. YouTube was never something I considered until, like, you know, I mentioned this before too. I started watching David Patterson. David Patterson's That Dude in Blue was the first channel I ever subscribed to, and it opened me up to the larger culture of, besides just watching 30-second race videos, you know. So the very first video I ever uploaded, like the first real video uploaded on Facebook, was talk about that Vitara build after I'd finished that and got the results back, and it got like 30 views, which I thought at the time was fucking outstanding and amazing, considering the fact that YouTube is like so much content, and me having 0 subscribers and like 0 uploads, I got like 30 views on the Vitara build. So that gave me a little confidence to carry on with some shit, you know. And then of course VHP Engines, I started doing engines, which wasn't planned, and then eventually I got back to doing questions, answering with how much turbo stock, you know, and that's still one of my very popular uploads, and I just gone from there. And I like talking to you guys. I just I haven't got it down recently because I fucking suck, you know. I was just talking to my wife the other night, and I said, you know, I've done everything that I've ever wanted to achieve. Pretty much everything I said I was ever going to do, I do it. And even some of the things that seem not so realistic at first when I say it, you know, I give me a year or so and I knock it out. I've been in limbo here for a long time. You guys already know. I think I'm going like 4 months. And I realized the other night why. It's because I've been unfocused. I let my situation beat me down, and I compartmentalize. And sometimes compartmentalization is good. Like, I always tell my wife, like, when she starts stressing out, like, if you can't control the situation, you cannot physically do anything to change it, then there's no point in worrying about it. Do what you can do, you know, and leave the rest be. And that's why I've been kind of living recently. And plus, I took big hits to my pockets, like, you know, the cars in both my shells that you guys know about. I had to put those in storage. That wound up costing me like $700. I got fined like $180 by the city for having an unregistered car. Had to pay that. Had to pay the fucking $150 for the fucking flatbed. Had to pay another $50 for the Integra tow. You know, I had to pay the money for the storage lot. You know, so that cost me like, you know, $700 that day. And then not long after that, you know, some other shit came up, and it fucking tanked my bank account. But the good thing is, wife is going out to look at a place today that's relatively, you know, within our price budget, and credit's not a huge factor, and I'm letting the bank account refill itself, and I'm trying not to do anything stupid right now. So hopefully we're gonna have something within the next month or so. And then once that happens, I can get back to doing regular uploads. I'm sitting here on the fucking floor Indian style right now, you know, and that's the biggest part of the reason why I don't do regular uploads anymore. Because, like, you guys see my list. I have a fucking complete list of shit to do, and I definitely want to get to it. But it's just, you know, getting the time to sit and focus without, you know, like stuff like that. So yeah, eventually I'm gonna get back to doing what I like doing, which is answering your all's fucking questions and talk about all kinds of new stuff. And surprisingly, there are plenty of stuff that I can do that I can still talk about, you know, so the channel won't get stale and all that stuff. And I just need to find the time to get to it, and probably the channel won't be the same until I can get back into a place that's our own, so that way I can make my own little cave and go hide in my cave in the back and be undisturbed and be comfortable and talk to you guys again. So yeah, that's it for this. And the other video I'll talk about that I want to do that's quick is going to be like about brakes. And so yeah, gonna do that. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Peace.